Hello people of YouTube, it is I once again the Great James, and we have a little bit more information as to the R.L.D.S movie trailer. Now, granted, this is somewhat out of... Well, this is not from the R.O.D.S crew, this is from their friend Shmirko. I hope I pronounced that correctly. This is straight from his YouTube page. I'll probably have a link in the description below if you want to check out his update video himself, considering he uploaded his, I believe, in November, maybe October. I can't remember off the top of my head, but, you know. Oh. So it's a bit old. Some of the info is a bit old, considering back then it was about 40% processed, and it's coming out in December, and now it should be at least more than that, theoretically. Then again, look where I am with Ragnarok, so, you know. Anyway, this is more of an update trailer, just giving us some more final information as to where it goes. So, yeah. Hopefully the movie itself is not released at the day that this is uploaded, because otherwise, well, then I just look like a giant fucking moron. Although this wouldn't be the first time. But anyway, let's just get into the trailer information itself. So, from what we know now from Shmirko's information, I'm just going to skip over the stuff I've already gone over in the trailer analysis. The story takes place 5 to 7 years after the events of R.L.D.S. So somewhere between 2017 and 2018. So Link Monsters are still new at the time. And I mean brand spanking new at the time. Considering we got Decode, all that stuff. So odds are we'll still have maybe a few of the newer cards for it, like some of the code talkers and stuff like that, and Borreload, of course, considering Borreload wasn't one of the first Link monsters ever released. Oops. But, you know, other than that, it would just be mostly the same. We'll have Stinkro, Xyz, Lynx, Unknown Pendulums, though probably not if I had to guess, considering they weren't in the trailer at all. You never know sometimes. But that's probably a safe bet, no. So, yeah. So, this time, R.L.D.S will be taking place in modern day. Also, we have an update as to Ronin's character, because Ronin wants to kill Tomas to end shadow duels once and for all, and I've gone into detail as to why that is in the previous one, but it's because, again, Tomas has darkness. So kills darkness and shadow games, we all get to live fine and dandy. Problem with that, we're killing Tomas, and Tomas is a good guy, so it's one of those sorts of scenarios where it's like, well, we want to make sure there's no more shadow games forever, but we're also killing a good friend, so you know. Right now, Spock would be coming in going, the needs of the many versus the needs of the few. Yeah, but shut up. You're a fictional character. Tomas is not. Still, it's an interesting little thing, because now we have a scenario of like, well, Ronin's technically also being a good guy. He's going about it in a bad sort of way, but his goals are somewhat noble. So, you know, make of that what you will. And the reason Ronin goes after the God cards first is because he wants them as sort of a bit of an insurance for... He wants them as insurance against Tomas. You know, you get the God cards, you're basically invincible. I don't think he'll succeed in getting them. Again, I think my theory is he's just going to end up, you know, Shmirko will end up getting this sort of stuff, giving away immediately. Oh, Shmirko is the cowboy guy. I should have mentioned that at the beginning. Oops. Yeah. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, because if not, I guess I'll just have to start calling him the cowboy from now on. Anyway. Oh, also, interesting tidbit. He's also German, so we have a German cowboy against Hungarian duelists while being reacted to by an American reactor. What is life? Just gotta kind of wonder that sometimes. Like, what is life? It is interesting, though. Multiculturalism. Now we just need... Yeah, you know it now. Anyway, back on the topic. So yeah, he's going after the gods to be unstoppable. Odds are Shmirko will let something slip accidentally. Ronin will find that more interesting than even security, or who knows, maybe he will get the gods. We don't know. Although I think they would have shown that off in the trailer, but maybe that would make it more of a surprise. Who knows? And of course, Agaton's going to run interference, considering Tomas has friends. So yeah. Also, so the basic plot summary is Ronin searches for Tomas while we get to know a bit of Ronin's past. So Ronin is kind of the main deal in this sort of movie. Makes sense. New character. He should get a bit more information. We should get a bit more information about him. Just, that's the basic plot summary as it stands still. We don't know all the information, but we have a basic understanding. So, as for Tomas, he retired for like the 9th time in universe. And he retired from the game of Duel Monsters, and now lives a calm and peaceful life, now that he's retired. Then Ronin showed up, so he's kind of forced back into the game against his free will, but let's face it, odds are by the end of the movie he'll retire again, making him in the solid double digits. Because if Tomas isn't being controlled by another evil entity, he's retiring from the game. It's one or the other. Gotta pick one. Sometimes you can have two in the same episode. Who knows? So yeah. As for Shmirko's character, he is a mysterious, alone sort of character who likes to keep to himself. Possibly even more mysterious than Ronan. Although considering the fact that some of his information is unknown, and he's only at the beginning of the movie, and then not much else is known, whereas Ronan's getting the entire movie basically dedicated to his character, odds are it'll stay that way for a little bit. If you're noticing that I'm a bit out of order, I'm only going in the order of how it was presented in the actual video itself, so yeah. That's kind of why. So, predict that. And, yeah, Shmirko also keeps to himself about everything, including a very massive topic, which he's very personal about. What is that thing? Because apparently, Shmirko also ended a history-changing duelist's career almost 10 years ago. That's a bit of bad English, but if I can translate it into English, basically, I think what happened is there was this one big unstoppable duelist, like, who, I don't know, was going on a giant winning streak, and then Shmirko came out of nowhere and was like, yeah, fuck that, and beat him to a bloody pulp, and possibly even comatized or killed the person. So, yeah. Shmirko altered the events of history. Congratulations, we are now in a time paradox. Unless he didn't travel back in time, in which case, well, then, Anyway, that is kind of interesting, though, how considering now he's got that sort of guilt on his shoulders, so, you know. He's mysterious, he keeps to himself, and he's got a bad past. It's a typical anime character, 101. Also, apparently, Shmirko helped out Lehel and Agaton during the events of Season 1 of R.L.D.S. to defeat Nemesis. I don't remember seeing him in Season 1. I don't think it happened anywhere, but it could have happened off-screen, to be fair. So, you know, I don't fully recall that happening. It's probably just one of those things that just like, let's just add that in there. But, you know, it's fine. And, you know, there's only 4 episodes, so of course there could be stuff going on in between, and there's so many time jumps, so, again, you know. So, that's interesting, though. Apparently he's met he's met Lehel and Agaton before. Not gonna help him that he met Lehel, though, considering Lehel is in Hehel. Yes, I will throw that in there. If I ever meet Lehel in real life, he's gonna smack me across the face. Yeah. And one more thing. Agaton has now pulled a Thomas. No, he's not mind-controlled. I don't think. He instead quit dueling after the events of Season 1. And so an old friend, most likely Shmirko, gets him to stop quitting and help Thomas. And, well, the rest is, well, history. So, yeah. He's being pulled out of retirement. He's pulling a Thomas on us. I want there to be, like, a count. What happened more often? Thomas got taken over by an old evil entity, or he retired more. I want to bet retiring is probably the higher count. Although, odds are evil entity is right behind it. But either way, you know, that's all we have as to new information of it. And if you want to see, the rest is kind of like stuff we already knew, like Ron's plays Rockets and Boros, and of course, Agaton now runs Cybers. Stuff we already knew and it kind of expected. So, you know, that's fine. Also, I do want to give a bit of a tidbit that I forgot to give out on the last video. I do like how this movie looks. Like, in terms of the visuals with the monsters and all that stuff, considering it is so obvious that they went above and beyond with this budget. You can say you don't like this sort of animation style, but you cannot claim that they were lazy with it. Because they clearly went through every... Do you know how hard it is to animate? You have to go through every single pixel of things going on. Revelations wishes it was this detailed. That's not actual Revelations. I don't have any problems with the way they're doing it, or any stuff like that, but it's like, the difference is night and day in some scenes. It's just, you know, I mean, you could argue some other things, but, you know, I'm getting off topic. So, major credit to how this looks. It may not pay off in the end, and who knows, maybe we'll go back to the old-fashioned sort of way we did before, and this is just a one-time movie testing it in the water sort of thing. If that's the case, fair game. But I want to give you credit where credit's due, because it's obvious you're putting a lot of effort into this. So, yeah. I just felt like that was important to bring up. Either way, that's all we have for the updates. Hopefully this video will go up before R.L.D.S.'s the final movie has been released, and I don't end up looking like a massive putz. Here's information about what's going to happen during R.L.D.S. James, R.L.D.S. was released yesterday. What the fuck are you talking about? Damn it! See ya!